What if I told you that medieval people had some of the most bizarre and shocking practices that would make modern people absolutely lose their minds? From the way they handled romance to their weird obsession with certain activities, medieval Europe was a wild place that makes our modern world look tame by comparison. Today, we're diving deep into 10 absolutely insane medieval practices that were completely normal back then, but would probably get you arrested today. And trust me, number 7 will make you question everything you thought you knew about the Middle Ages. But before we jump into this medieval madness, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because we're about to uncover some seriously dark history that most people never learn about. Let's start with something that sounds innocent but was actually pretty wild. Bundling. This was a medieval dating practice where unmarried couples would literally sleep in the same bed together. But here's the catch. They had to keep all their clothes on and sometimes had a wooden board placed between them. Parents actually encouraged this. They thought it was a great way for couples to get to know each other intimately without, well, getting too intimate. But let's be real. Do you really think a wooden plank was stopping medieval teenagers? Historians have found records showing that bundling often led to unexpected pregnancies. Shocking, I know. Forget everything you learned about medieval hygiene. Medieval people actually loved their baths, but in ways that would make modern people blush. Public bathhouses were incredibly popular. And here's the kicker. Men and women bathed together completely naked. These bathhouses weren't just about getting clean. They were social hubs where people would eat, drink, conduct business, and engage in activities that definitely weren't just about hygiene. The Catholic Church eventually tried to shut them down because they became so associated with, let's call them, extra services. Some bathhouses literally functioned as brothels disguised as cleaning facilities. Medieval justice was absolutely insane. Instead of evidence and witnesses, they used trial by ordeal, basically torture to determine guilt or innocence. They believed God would protect the innocent. The accused might have to carry a red-hot iron bar, stick their hand in boiling water, or be thrown into a river tied up. If you survived without injury or didn't drown, congratulations. You were innocent. If you got burned or died, well, you were obviously guilty. The logic was bulletproof, obviously. The craziest part? People actually volunteered for these trials because they genuinely believed divine intervention would save them if they were innocent. Here's one that'll make your skin crawl. Prima nocta, or the rite of the first night. This was the alleged practice where feudal lords claimed the right to spend the wedding night with any newly married woman in their territory before her husband. While historians debate whether this was actually legally enforced or just a power intimidation tactic, there are documented cases of lords demanding payment to waive this right. Either way, it shows just how messed up medieval power structures were. Women were treated as property, and their wedding night could literally be bought and sold. Medieval birth control methods were creative. Women would drink potions made from beaver testicles, insert honey and crocodile dung, or wear amulets containing a weasel's testicles around their necks. But here's what's really wild. Some methods actually worked. They used silphium, a plant that was so effective as contraception that it literally went extinct from overuse. Medieval women also used proto-condoms made from animal intestines and bladders. The church officially condemned all contraception, but that didn't stop people from getting incredibly creative with their family planning. During the Black Death, Europe went absolutely insane with religious fervor. Groups of flagellants would travel from town to town, publicly whipping themselves with leather straps embedded with metal spikes until they bled profusely. They believed that by torturing themselves, they could take on the sins of their communities and stop the plague. Entire crowds would watch these bloody spectacles, sometimes joining in. It became so extreme that even the Catholic Church, which loved a good bit of self-punishment, officially banned the practice. But people kept doing it anyway, creating secret flagellant cults that continued for centuries. Here's the one that'll really blow your mind. Medieval wedding nights were public events. The entire wedding party would literally escort the bride and groom to their bedroom, bless the bed, and sometimes even watch to make sure the marriage was consummated. In noble families, witnesses would sometimes wait outside the door, listening for proof that the marriage was completed. They'd check the sheets the next morning for blood as evidence of the bride's virginity and the marriage's consummation. Some regions had traditions where the groom had to prove his virility publicly, or where community members would make noise outside the bedroom to encourage the newlyweds. Privacy was just not a medieval concept. So, here's something you might find hard to believe. Medieval people took their legal system so seriously that they literally put animals on trial for crimes. Yeah, you heard that right. Pigs were tried for murder, roosters for laying eggs, and insects were even excommunicated from the church. And get this, these weren't quick affairs either. Animals got full legal representation, proper court proceedings, and sometimes even executioners. In one bizarre case in 1386, a pig was literally dressed up in human clothes and publicly executed for killing a child. The logic behind all this was that if animals had souls and could sin, they needed to face justice just like humans. Some communities even spent more money on these animal trials than on human legal proceedings. Wild, right? Now let's talk about something else medieval people were obsessed with: aphrodisiacs. But, their choices were questionable, to say the least. They believed that eating specific animal parts would enhance performance. Think powdered rhino horn, ground tiger whiskers, and yes, various animal genitalia. But it gets even weirder. They thought certain foods could influence the gender of babies, so couples would eat specific diets based on whether they wanted sons or daughters. Men would consume hot foods like meat and spices, while women ate cold foods like fish and vegetables. Some of these beliefs were so strong that noble families would hire special cooks whose only job was preparing aphrodisiac meals to ensure male heirs. Quite the culinary adventure, huh? Moving on, medieval people had a pretty intense relationship with death that would seem absolutely morbid today. They practiced something called ars moriendi, the art of dying well, which involved elaborate preparation for death throughout their entire lives. People would sleep in coffins, keep skulls on their desks, and regularly practice their own death scenes. Some even hired professional mourners to practice crying at their future funerals. But here's the really weird part. They believed that your thoughts at the moment of death determined whether you went to heaven or hell, so they developed detailed guides for what to think about while dying. Death was literally a performance that required rehearsal. It's a bit of a chilling thought, isn't it? So there you have it. 10 absolutely insane medieval practices that make our modern world look pretty tame. From public wedding nights to animal trials, medieval Europe was basically like living in a completely different reality. What's crazy is that these weren't seen as bizarre or shocking at the time. They were just normal parts of daily life. It makes you wonder what practices we have today that future generations will think are absolutely insane. Which of these medieval practices shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments below, and if you think I missed any crazy medieval traditions, drop those too, because there's definitely enough material here for a part 2. Don't forget to subscribe for more historical content that'll make you grateful you were born in the 21st century. Hit that notification bell so you never miss when we dive into history's darkest and weirdest secrets. And remember, the next time you think modern life is weird, just be thankful you don't have to worry about your local lord claiming rights to your wedding night, or getting put on trial next to a pig accused of murder. See you in the next video, where we'll explore even more historical practices that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about the past.